to episode 20 of 3 Pints and a Clean Sheet. This is about the third, the fourth, or the fifth time we've tried this. We've got the camera running right now. I don't know if it'll work, to be honest. I don't think it will. But if you are watching, hello. If not, we've currently got the backup audio on. So you know what? If it's an audio call, if it's an audio only one this week, so be it. We've tried our best.
You can spoil it with the videos, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Well, it's backfiring us.
We thought it'd be really nice, since I'm here in person in Scotland, that we'd do it all together and you'd see us on video, but it's not worked out so far, has it?
So it's your own fault. But if you're still watching, I'm waving at the camera right now.
Yeah,
And Greg's wearing a green top, which I said the first time that he nearly wasn't allowed it.
That's probably the reason why I went pear-shaped.
Exactly.
He's wearing them dirty colours.
I think you'll find Werder Bremen have nothing to do with that, thank you.
He still wear green and white.
No bastards. Sorry, the bad boys. Right, anyway.
I'm sorry, do Northern Ireland not wear that? And I think you're quite happy with I think you quite like Northern Ireland.
I'm a Scotsman.
Are you now?
Where are we?
Yes. So I don't actually. I've had to use my phone now because everything's went pear shaped, so I don't have a running order. So this is just going to be free roaming it.
Yeah.
We did.
In the first place.
We did 3 games. They went very well, and now they're not very well because we don't have anything to show for it. So Greg's kindly came up with a quick game. So hopefully this one will work.
Yes.
Right, Greg, go. I think it's a head-to-head again.
Yes.
So explain for the listeners and
So
viewers.
like it was on the first time we done this, and basically it's a game of categories. I listed a category, you're against each other. You have to list as many things as you can that fit into that category. It was originally themed around Scotland international football. It now isn't. It's now just the random stuff, football stuff. So we'll start at the top. Robert can go first since he's older.
Thanks for reminding me.
We have 19 possible answers for this first one.
Right, move it a bit.
And it is any team that has played in the Scottish top flight since the 2000-2001 season. There are 19 answers.
We should really get these all to film.
Rangers.
Rangers is correct.
Celtic.
Correct.
Hearts.
Yep.
On the Killie.
Yep.
Aberdeen.
Yep.
St Mirren.
Come on, St Mirren.
Livingston.
Yep.
Falkirk.
Yes.
I'm more losing track of what I said.
Hibernian.
Hibernian, yes.
If it's a replay, they'll have to get that.
If it's a replay, then you lose the point if you say it again.
How am I
That's
supposed to
a shout.
remember?
Okay, because I can't remember what's been said.
Oh, that's not my problem.
St Johnstone.
Yes.
Dundee.
Dundee, yes.
Dundee United.
Yes.
Inverness, Caledonian Thistle.
Yep, 6 answers to go.
So I've got one, I'm trying to sit on it, but I might just get it the road. Gretna.
Gretna, yep.
I feel like there's an absolute glare.
There are 2 clubs that are still in the Premier League that you've not said.
I can't remember who's been said and who's been not, though, so I'm trying to.
Oh, you lose the point.
Well, I don't think it's very fair.
Tough shit.
I mean, I'd be inclined to just say like it's live though. There were like 3 strikes or whatever.
It's because there's not that many left as well.
Oh, give me a second.
Tick tock, tick
No,
tock,
I'm
tick
just
tock,
not
tick tock, tick tock.
I'm inclined to give them a bit of time since I've
Motherwell.
seen it. Motherwell, yes.
Livy.
I've already said Livy.
Livingston has been said.
Hey, get that out here, man! Getting it Grief Island.
Was Aberdeen to be said?
Aberdeen's been said. The other team currently in the league that haven't been said are Ross County. The other 3 you've not mentioned: Dunfermline, Hamilton, and Partick Thistle.
Alright, get that round you. I'm trying to push me into the island.
It is. So round number 2, there are 22 possible answers. So we are looking for players who started for either side in the Frankfurt versus Rangers Europa League final. They had to start, they couldn't have came on, starters only.
I'll just get us
Start
in.
with Kyle.
Kevin Trapp.
Kevin Trapp is correct.
Alan McGregor.
Correct.
Jevaribo.
Joe Aribo.
James Tavernier.
Yep.
Ryan Kent.
Yes.
Connor Goldson.
Yep.
Borna Barisic.
Yep.
Leon Balogun.
And that's a point to
What?
Kyle.
Leon Balogun? That's
Leon
Calvin
Balogun.
Bassey and
It was
Goldson.
Calvin Ballas.
Oh,
Bassey
shit,
and
because
Goldson.
Barisic playing left back. Oh, that was silly.
Ah, just some more up my sleeve. Damn.
It was. Again, go through the teams.
Sebastian Roda, I wanted him.
You wanted Sebastian Oda, who also started. Filip Kostic, Evren Dika, some of the others from the Frankfurt team.
Bori scored.
Yes, he did. The rest of the Rangers team you didn't mention: Bassey, Jack, Lundstrom, Kamara, and Scott Wright.
He started in the European Cup.
Did start in the European
You remember
Cup.
saying what the fuck's happening?
Cup
Yeah,
final. Sakala came on for him, and then Ramsey came on for Sakala.
Right, I don't even care. I've just got to check if the camera's on right
I
now.
do the same, but don't have an excuse.
Right, I'm breaking the fourth wall. I don't care. It's still going, so let's keep
Still going,
let's keep going.
Quickly, one each. One each. The next one we are going for is still continuing in the realms of the Europa League. There are 32 possible answers.
For what?
Teams who competed in this year's Europa League group stage.
Group stage.
Group stage. Europa League group stage.
There's not 64 teams.
32 in the Europa League group stage.
I thought there was like hundreds of groups.
It got reformed when the Conference League got put in, so
Oh,
there's
there
now
you go.
only 32. So, Robert, to start this time.
Oh no, it's a conference. The Europa League.
Europa League.
Oh no. The other first teams coming out of my head is Apoel, and I don't even think they played in it.
Is that who you're going with?
Yes.
If it's not, give him another go.
I'll give you another go.
Okay. I think Arsenal?
Arsenal, yes.
I was going to say Man United, but they were the Champions League. Championship.
Champions League. Sorry. Well, you got Bodo Glimt.
Bodo Glimt, yep, in Arsenal's group.
Again.
Who else was in Arsenal's group? Well, no Scottish teams were in it. I didn't watch any of the Europa League this year. There was nothing in it for me.
People at home, if you're watching or listening, you'll be screaming answers at the television.
I know because there's like another 30 to choose from.
Oh, fuck, I've got one in head.
Europa League. I don't know. West Ham United.
We're in the Conference League, point
Oh,
to Kyle.
whack!
I've got two. Were Real Betis, they were in it.
Real Betis were in it, yeah.
Sevilla, they were.
Sevilla were not.
They were.
Manchester United were in the Europa League this season.
Oh, that's right.
I thought they did.
They came second in the group to Real Sociedad.
Oh, so they did.
Yeah. So that is
Oh, so
2-1
say that now.
2-1 to Kyle.
How many more rounds have we got?
2 more rounds, so if Kyle wins the next one, he is a winner. And we are going for, and again, if you thought the last round was tough, World Cup winning managers. There are 21.
Give us one. I looked at a spreadsheet
Kyle to start.
of all the managers. Vincenzo Del Bosque.
Vincente Del Bosque, 2010.
Was it digging in the road?
Joachim Low. Is that how you pronounce it?
Joachim Löw, yes.
Thanks for the translator.
You're very welcome.
Alf Ramsey.
Alf Ramsey, 1966. You've got a Scotland game to go to on Saturday. Take your time.
I know we weren't told that, but they don't know it because it wasn't recorded. We are going to the Scotland game on Saturday actually, and we're also going to the Queen's game on Friday night and against FC Edinburgh away. So stay tuned.
Explain at the end.
Stay
This
tuned.
is definitely a good tactic for Robert to stall his answer.
Yeah, no, but I've now distracted myself even more. I wouldn't know like that. Right. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head. I hate questions like this. I don't know.
No, you don't know. You got a good point to Kyle.
Deschamps.
The Champ
Scolari.
this year was Scolari 2002.
I thought they were who's Argentina manager?
Scaloni.
Oh,
I couldn't remember. I was trying to
So you've
remember.
got Scaloni and then Scolari from Brazil.
I knew there was a Scottish.
Right, Phil.
I don't think.
Franz Beckenbauer won with Germany in 1990. Marcelo Lippi, Italy 2006. Vittorio Pozzo is the only manager to have won it twice in 1934 and 1938.
Back
And if
to
you
back.
got that one at home, you're very sad.
I would say well done, but
Yes.
do the last one anyway for good.
Last one, it's 3-1 to Kyle, so the last one, which doesn't really matter, is clubs for which a Ballon d'Or winner has played when they were winning the Ballon d'Or. There are 19 clubs. If you don't know, take a guess, because the chances are they're on here anyway.
So the club they played for when they won
The
it.
club they played for when they won it.
You're fine.
Robert to start.
Barcelona.
Correct.
Real Madrid.
Unsurprisingly correct.
I was going to say Manchester United, but I don't know. Did Ronaldo when he was at Man United the first time?
Are you saying Manchester United?
Yes.
Correct.
That was mine. Well, to be fair, we've got to go back to at least 2003. But you got AC Milan.
Yep.
The years. Players.
Bayern Munich.
Yes, Bayern Munich.
Juventus.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I was going to say Inter Milan, but I don't think there is. Nah, fuck, I'm going Inter Milan.
Inter Milan is correct.
How far back are we talking?
Since the start of the Ballon d'Or,
But when was that?
60s.
Because it was not just Ballon d'Or like the 90s, but it was like called the best player.
Regardless.
Well, I'm going to go with Blackpool.
Blackpool for Stanley Matthews, correct.
Liverpool?
Yep.
Was the Lawman? Or is that someone else?
Can't remember. Carry on.
Surely. No, it can't be. That's I'm talking fibs.
I've got one kind of.
I'd say there's one really obvious one and one kind of obvious one. And then after that, I think you're kind of reached into the dark.
Don't think the big teams. No, they're not. Okay.
You got that?
You're doing that and we might not be able to see.
I don't know. I was going to check again, but I will keep running up and
We'll
shaking.
check,
the
we'll check at
camera.
the end of this.
Aye.
Just checking around thinking.
It's really annoying because we had everything set up perfectly. It was all running, and then we realised that
Yeah.
just technical issues. It wasn't working. So see if the recording isn't working here. I don't know what I'll do. I might cry.
Celtic.
Celtic is incorrect, I'm afraid.
Was Arsenal one?
Arsenal's not one.
I wasn't sure if Thierry
It's
Henry
the
won it.
obvious one you probably missed is PSG
Oh, because they didn't exist like
for
2 years
Mbappe.
ago. You don't win the Ballon
They won
d'Or.
the Ballon d'Or, did
Let me double check
He's
that.
never won the Ballon d'Or.
they? He's not won the Ballon d'Or.
He won the best player in Europe, but
Well, I debated PSG for Ronaldinho when
That's
he was
what
there.
happened. He was-
2000-2001 era.
he was PSG. We're good.
Still going.
We're still going. It wasn't Mbappe, it was Messi, 2021.
Did question.
I thought he was at Barcelona then.
Not Mbappe, I'm wrong. The other one you missed, what I'll do is quickly, I'll check. So
Was Chelsea one?
No.
I them, but I thought they. So Jorginho.
The Inter Milan one was
Yes,
for
looks like it did.
the Inter Milan was for Ronaldo.
Who?
Yes.
Who was that?
Brazilian Ronaldo.
Inter Milan was Ronaldo. And then the other one that you missed that I thought was quite obvious was Ajax for Johan Cruyff.
True, I forgot about him actually. The wee minx.
Some others that you missed: Benfica, Borussia Dortmund, Borussia Mönchengladbach,
I thought Dortmund.
Dukla Prague, Dynamo Moscow, Ferenc Varos, Hamburg, and Marseille.
Yeah,
The
Puskás.
Hungarian team.
I know I know who they are. I mean, who was the
Puskás.
Who was the player? It was. I can't
I
find
thought
it. It was
Puskás.
Florian Albert
I think
in
Puskás.
1967.
I think it's Puskás, wasn't
No,
Puskás.
it? Puskás.
no, it's Florian Albert.
Well, we had another 2 games as well that we already recorded, but
Higher.
it wasn't working. Had a higher lower for him and a guest player for me, but you're not getting that now, and I'm quite annoyed.
We'll do some bonus content some other week. We'll redo those games and play them again at some point.
Yeah, so I can't remember if we actually said, but we're going to the Scotland game on Saturday because we quite finished.
Well, it's before we
We did a whole spiel about it, but yes, we're all going. So keep an eye on the socials. We'll do some updates.
Yeah.
We're going to predict the Scotland starting 11 for the game against Cyprus on Saturday. So
Actually, to be fair, it would probably help if we continue. I'll get you the team up.
I also don't have a list of the Q&A questions now.
Hmm?
The Q&A questions.
Good point.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There's the ones that are in the Discord.
Yeah,
there.
just use them.
There's your teams there.
Right, so out of the starting 11, sorry, out of the team.
Got screen lock on.
That's fine.
So-
Xander Clark, Angus Gunn, Liam Kelly, Liam Cooper, Grant Hanley, Jack
Instead
Henry.
of, will we go through
Bit
everything
of
so we start instead of reading it all? Yeah.
Like only
Sorry, goalkeepers: Xander Clark, Angus Gunn, Liam Kelly, Liam Cooper. Sorry, Liam Cooper.
Link as last keeper.
So keeper, we imagine like Angus Gunn is probably going to start,
I
right?
said that last week
Yeah.
He is going to start.
because he's not going to get
He's
He's
not
not
going to
gonna
get
change.
called up and not play.
change the just to then sit on the bench.
Depends what formation we're playing, though. That's the issue.
I'd imagine Clark's going to stick with what he knows. Clark's not the type of man, even though it is Cyprus, Clark's not the type of manager to completely experiment though, is he?
Right, so we'll go from about a 5.
Yeah, the kind of 5 at the back. You'd imagine it'll be Robertson on the left-hand side.
Try to come in.
Like my neighbour's home.
Yeah, you'd imagine it'll be Robertson on the left-hand side and Tierney on the left-hand side defence. Whether he does that for the game against Cyprus or whether he experiments a little bit, I don't know.
Or we'll rest some of the players. And the odds we get a result against Spain.
Yeah.
Right, so well, at your 5 at the back, you've got a choice of Liam Cooper, Grant Hanley, Jack Hendry,
I
who's
think
been
Jack
dropped,
Henry.
who's dropped out of the squad.
For Dominic Heim and Ralston.
Yeah.
Ralston's been called up as well. Aaron Hickey, Nathan Patterson, Ryan Porteous, and Andy Robertson, and Kim Tierney.
Would it make sense to do like, who do you think I'd be right back?
Hickey. Over Patterson. I think Hickey's
Yeah.
played.
I don't think
Hickey's been playing.
Patterson's been playing often enough to get called.
I think that might be why Ralston's in there now as well, just in case, because Ralston's done a job when he.
Who's more experienced than Patterson?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we reckon Hickey.
So Hickey right back or right wing back.
Yeah.
Robertson left wing back.
Centre backs.
Tierney. Someone in Porteous.
Probably McDonald.
I think he'll play Porteous.
McTominay's probably a shout. I think it might be McTominay.
Well, but I wasn't allowed to read the whole squad.
No, but he's in the defence.
Oh,
He's a defender.
He's on the cusp. Like McTominay's the kind of obvious fill the gap, even though I don't like him playing there.
Because I'll be Hanley and Cooper v Spain or something silly.
I think Porteous will play.
Hanley might play for experience. I don't quite know.
I think it would be Porteous or Hanley.
I think Hendry would have if he hadn't been hadn't dropped out. And then obviously Robertson left back.
Again, though, it's Cyprus. It's the opportunity for players like Hyam who aren't capped to say, "You came into the squad. You've done a job for me." Maybe off the bench, but
Well, this is a competitive game, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he can't go to England if he thinks he's too good.
if he plays,
Yeah, we'll bring him on. for
I
2
also don't
seconds.
know if Dominic Hyam is eligible for anyone else.
Just in case he is, they always find something. Well, Irish, great auntie or something.
Yeah.
Midfield. Stuart Armstrong, Lewis Ferguson, Billy Gilmore, Ryan Jack, John McGinn, Cal McGregor, Kenny McLean, and Scott McTominay. So we said Scott McTominay could be on the cusp of
Defence.
playing in the
Might
defence.
play in defence, and again, I think McGinn's probably a bolt on for in there.
He's pretty much captain. Against nobody, maybe it'll be.
And then pick your other two. It's a bit of a lottery.
I would say for Cyprus, I'd like to see Gilmore and Ferguson.
I'd
I'd like to see
that.
I'd like to see Ferguson in there doing a good job at Bologna. He's proven himself, so why wouldn't you?
You know, Christie could play in that kind of cusp of midfield as well.
Wouldn't want him
Not a big.
I'm not a massive fan,
Don't really.
but he could also fit in that gap.
Ryan Jack's done a job when he's played for Scotland. Let's be honest.
He has, but I think
he's a
picking
bench.
McGinn, Ferguson, and Gilmore has the right balance. You know, it's how much attacking impetus we want to put in that.
When we get to box, you'd probably have a defensive one.
Yeah.
I don't know, that'd be probably your McGregor's, McLean's, and then Gilmore for some deckers.
And up front, Shea Adams and Lyndon Dykes, in my opinion. And you've also got Jacob Brown
I would say
and Ryan
Brown
Christie in there.
and Adams.
I reckon it's probably got to be Adams and Brown.
So Dykes is still with
Yeah, Dykes
Adams.
obviously in the morning.
Impact sub.
Christie could start for. I wouldn't want him to, but he could.
He could. Like, again, the squad, as I kind of said last week, you read the squad and you go,
Where's the goals? Who's the goals in that team? Without Dykes.
John McGill.
I was going to say, I
Yeah.
can see with John McGinn go happening.
But yeah, it's kind of. I don't know how worried I am for Spain. I see they didn't call up 36-year-old Sergio Ramos on the grounds he was too old, but
Yeah,
did call up 34-year-old Iago Aspas.
I'm sure he's retired from Spain.
Don't think he's retired
I'm
yet.
sure he's retired. Do you think he got up to the World Cup?
Ah, very possibly.
Yeah.
That might be the story actually. They didn't call up on the grounds he was too old, and then even with that, they've now called up 34-year-old Iago Aspas.
He's a striker. They don't have a striker, do they?
It depends which Spain team turns up as well, because as we'll get on to predictions, Spain didn't have an overly great World Cup,
Well, penalties to Morocco.
Not by
and
any
they only
means.
won one game at normal time, and that was the 7-0 against Costa Rica.
That was a red herring, wasn't it?
Yeah, they drew with Germany and got beat by Japan.
Japan had a good tournament to be
Yep.
fair. Aye, so we're obviously going to be there. So we're looking forward to that. We can kill for our kilts ready.
Could be dapper as hell.
Yes, look. Oh, it's taken off.
With a poo.
We're still recording.
That's good.
There's
So there isn't an earthquake going on, it's just the tripod.
just in the tallest
Are you
guy.
body shaming me?
No, I tell you, when he got up as well, the camera was shaking.
Listen,
Are you body shaming both of us?
No, I'm saying the fact there's a tripod and we've walked past it.
Because F was an absolute ick just then.
This isn't an absolute ick. It's really annoying because the first recording was going really well until it packed in.
It
It
was
was.
actually for 2 minutes in. For all we know.
Yeah, it packed in 2 minutes in and we didn't realise until about 32 minutes in. So I'm probably a bit aggressive at the minute. But it's just frustrating. But
You
you know,
struck
for
me
the
a few
listeners, we've persevered because we were close to calling it a night, but we're still going.
Yes.
In case it does pack in, we have got the audio going as well, just in case. But I really don't want to upload just audio, so
But if we have to, we have to.
we have to. Yes, we'll do anything for the fans.
So you stay close to your phones Friday, Saturday for some updates.
Let's just, while we're talking about Scotland, what do we think the score's going to be? Well, I'll say a score. I'm going 2-0 Scotland.
I'm going 3-0.
I was going to say the same, but I don't really be the same, so I'll say 4-0.
We all think we're going to get a clean sheet then.
I don't see Cyprus putting much to it.
We'll get to this when we do predictions because
Three pints and a clean sheet.
I've had a look at I've had a look at some of Cyprus's results and they're not great.
I wouldn't. Again, last time it was 2-1, but that was about 10 years ago.
Yes.
Kenny Miller.
I'll read the bit I've wrote for
In the
predictions now. The bit about that. Cyprus are ranked 68 places below Scotland. They're 110th in the world.
Where's
You
Scotland?
used to hear in
42.
Scotland are ranked blah blah blah, so many lower than player.
Yep, Cyprus ranked 68 places below Scotland and came bottom of their Nations League group.
Well, that's promising. What league were they in?
League C. I
Oh,
think.
even better.
So we're in A class, they're in D class.
I think Cyprus have to go and play. That's why we're in a smaller group. So we're only in a group of 5. Others are in a group of 6. So one of the reasons for that is that Cyprus have to play the relegation playoffs
Oh, right.
next March.
Who's that against?
I'll find out. But yeah, I think Scotland have enough about them to keep a clean sheet. I'm slightly more worried about the Spain game, but it's at Hampden and anything can happen at Hampden.
I would say you're looking at probably maybe a 2-1.
The fact that Spain have to play the other strong team in this group in Norway first is another big advantage for us.
I would say Spain are still probably favourites of the group.
Cyprus finished bottom of a group containing Greece, Kosovo and Northern Ireland. They finished bottom on goal difference after a 0-0 draw with Northern Ireland.
Stephen Davis. If you know, you know.
And a 2-2 draw.
If you'd be listening
0-0
to
and
the last
2-2
recording,
against Northern Ireland. Greece beat them and Cyprus beat Greece once, and then they did roughly the same thing with Kosovo, I think.
That's quite bad because that's quite a rotten group.
It's a pretty rotten group, so they'll play Gibraltar in
Right.
the relegation playouts
They don't play bloody Hogwarts.
March next year.
Playoffs.
No, it's playouts.
Is it?
It is according to this Wikipedia page.
You used to love Wikipedia.
I'll spend many a night just sitting scrolling up folks' Wikipedias.
If you want to know anything about Ian Russell in particular, he's your man. He's at Wikipedia daft.
Anything really.
I edit Wikipedia pages.
Doesn't surprise me.
So if the referee makes bad decisions against Scotland this weekend, you'll see Nat saying his Wikipedia profile. That was me. Not really.
Yeah, not us before anybody else could to condone that type of
Just correct the
behaviour.
jigsaw thief.
Just me.
Right, we're also going to attend for the first time Meadowbank Stadium on Friday night. It is
Scotland's shittest away day.
FC Edinburgh versus Queen of the South. Good result last week. Kyle, got a wee summary for us. You were there. I was working sadly, and Greg was in Cardiff.
I wasn't in Cardiff, I was at the rugby.
Sorry, Greg wasn't there.
I was getting annoyed at Scotland for 80 minutes last Saturday, so I'll get annoyed at them 90 minutes this week.
Tune into Greg's rugby podcast if you want to.
Just after this, click on the recommended links.
3 pints that conversion.
You'll have to record that 3 times as well. Right, Kyle,
Yeah.
sorry for being rudely interrupted.
I don't remember much because I was a couple of pints in, but I would say good performance. Probably best I've seen. Not I've seen.
Clean sheet, which Queens haven't had a lot of this
Then
season.
he opened his eyes.
Yeah, could be a fucking walk. I couldn't get let into the stadium because somebody gave me a season ticket that didn't work.
Yeah, because he won't pay for his own ticket.
Well, I paid for it in the end. I paid for it in the end.
Queen of the South, if you're watching, that definitely doesn't happen.
Like, fuck them, they're good to reply on Twitter.
I didn't go, I wasn't there. He was using my ticket.
That's what I mean. Don't tell them that. If they're watching, they might get you in trouble for
But they
that.
foiled us anyway, so they got good systems. Stevie Hendry was man of the match, which was a shambles because he played pish. Oh, sorry, he played average, which is better than his usual. But he was not man of the match worthy.
Who was man of the match in your opinion?
Don't know. Nobody really stood out. It was a very midfieldy game.
It was a team performance.
Yeah, it was just dogged. I don't know, but probably Bryden. He's probably the best player.
looked good since he's came in.
Seems to be a good signing, yeah.
He's only 18, but focusing captain.
The other question I did ask you, how's the Bovril?
Better this week, actually.
Better.
Only the wee,
Less salt.
like the dregs at the bottom, that was the only bit that was rotten. The rest was actually adequate.
Adequate.
Got half my jersey, half my trousers, half my hands, but other than that, it was alright.
How many halves did you get?
Like, half of it was spilt on me, half of it was on me.
And a wee bit in your mouth.
The other question I was going to ask Robert, with DJing being one of your pastimes, have you thought about applying for the open announcer position at Palmerston now that the incumbent is retired? Have you thought about?
A big shoes to fill, mate. I don't know if I would be able to. I'd definitely like to put a wee mix together and get that played at Palmerston before the games, but I might not now after that season ticket shenanigans, so we'll see. To be fair, though, we gave them loads of, I know what I'm just going to say, we gave them loads of positive publicity and they never even replied, so you know what?
We're going Twitter, so.
Yeah, exactly.
If
Don't bite the hand that feeds you, that's all I'm saying.
if they want to hire the three of us to do
Co-commentary.
That would be
either co-commentary or co-announcements, I'll turn up like once a season. He'll do the music and he'll probably decide who scored for Queens and get it wrong.
Actually, a funny story. You might have seen socials.
I heard about it, but obviously never heard it live.
I can't make much, but best I can. A Falkirk player, scum, tried to dive for a penalty in the last minute,
He did.
and the commentator for guy said over the time, he went, "Wait, dive, dive, dive!" and it was rather raucous.
You could tell it was his last game.
Yes,
Hey,
happy retirement from it. Many great years. So memories that live with me forever.
Well, and
hung up the announcement microphone buffer after 30 long years.
Yeah, quite right to be honest.
The other question in relation to announcements is, after the Queen's win, did we hear the soundtrack of the century, I Got a Feeling?
You didn't did, yes, and I walked out singing because I was buzzing.
So I still think I was right in saying that the best football related song is I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas.
I played it 3 times when I got home that night.
And 6 on the way home.
I can't stop singing that. Oh, I got a feeling. Hope they're sort of watching us.
I don't know.
I hope they're not.
I don't should go check.
I'm gonna go and check. So
What's this one?
we did a Q&A well, asked for a Q&A section. I'm still going.
Rory Payton topless.
I asked for people to upload some questions for us on our Q&A section, which was brilliant. We had some good responses. The latest ones are on my phone, which is now being used to record because of the technical difficulties.
So we'll get them next week.
Yes, let me finish what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just can't let you do the talking, then you moan nobody else is talking.
Yeah, because when I don't, it's just silence.
Well,
I like silence. That's why I go to Palmerston, that's what it usually is.
it's okay to talk. Greg.
It's just, it's just a slight Queen's episode, isn't it? Yes, so I've got some of them and I'll read the rest next week, or Kyle will read them if he shouts over me. First question. How did you come to support the clubs you did? Or do, rather. It says did, but I'll go for it. How did you, Greg, I've always actually, people ask me this actually, why are you a Newcastle fan?
Kind of liked the Alan Pardew era Newcastle, which is really sad to say.
We're not fun before that.
Kind of came into Newcastle a bit late, didn't really have a club. You know, other
Free agent.
other people, other people had clubs that their dad supported. My dad likes football. He's not a passionate football fan.
He likes air.
Oh.
No, he's a better man than that.
He's an honest man.
Is he not? I've heard Kyle's an honest man.
You've heard wrong. I'll have a good lie.
Is the lie that my dad likes air?
No, that's a fact.
Kind of looked for a club to support, also relatively close, which meant I could actually go to games.
Fair.
You know,
Like a
there's
Carlisle.
nothing worse than Chelsea fans that don't go to games, or Arsenal fans that don't go to
Aye, like
games.
you're a big one, like Man U fans and that. Who are from like Glasgow. I'm a big Man U fan. And don't go.
As we all know, I'm a big Rangers fan. I was brought up a Rangers fan because my uncle is a massive Rangers fan. Season ticket holder, so it's always
Trek,
right. I gave you respect.
I'm not giving you respect.
Right, well,
This
it's
is
just the
good.
type of person you are. I
I'm not an
support it.
honest man.
You're a bad man.
So yeah, I supported it because I'm uncle and I've always supported them. Season ticket holder as well. So, well, not right now because I'm working, but yeah. Ken, Liverpool.
That's not quite. That's all I want. 10 pop, but I just kind of. I want that one.
We fat for you. I remember back in the day, back in maybe H2 when Kel was a Heart of Midlothian fan.
Big ups.
I also remember that.
Remember that?
I still keep an eye out for them. To be fair.
Shut up.
I do. They're not very good though.
And obviously we're all Queen of the South fans.
We are.
Being Doonhamers, yes, local team.
When was your first Queen's game?
I actually can't remember.
Can't remember the year, but it was back in the day when Jim Thompson used to go around the schools and hand out the free tickets for the. It was. But I'm trying to think, maybe 05 or 06? No, that would have been P1. Sorry, 07 or 08 maybe.
I can't remember.
I think it was before. It was before the Scottish Cup run.
Yeah, mine was before the Scottish Cup run too. I got taken by a cousin of mine. I say a cousin, a friend's, like my mum's friend's son, who called my cousin, etc. Most people know how that relationship kind of works, so I won't gloss over that. Sat in the main stand. It's the only time I've ever sat in the main stand. at
I've sat
Hammersmith.
there one. Well, apart from that reserve game, I've sat there once. Actually.
I used to there when I was when I used to all the time.
Yeah, it's the only time I've sat there.
That makes sense.
Enjoyed it. Didn't really go back till after the Scottish Cup run, and then kind of it became part of a Saturday thing to do, kind of primary 7 first year type. So that would have been.
That's my old memories as well. Like you go to Palmerston, then you go and play. There was a local pitch in the town where we used to.
I had before that. I had we used to go to the Ice Bowl on a Saturday and then go to Palmerston immediately after, which was also good. That was the season we won 2nd division. It's the season that was my first season ticket. The year we won Division 2.
Same.
I've had a few season tickets.
I got mine halfway through the season because it was like 18 quid, so it was, didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we used to go to Palmerston and then have some dinner and then go and play at a local pitch in the town, pay a few quid, and then it was the very intense games of Cuppy.
Yes. Shout out to everyone who played in those.
Yes, the 3G loyal.
The 3G XI.
We need to redo that at some point so me and Robert can
Right.
reinvigorate our Show At Amio with Derek Lyle strike partnership
Cheap,
because
cheap.
Listen, I was clinical in the box. Some may say poachers, some may say absolute genius.
some may say the two biggest poachers going.
And it still worked because we usually got through.
No,
Yes.
everybody's running for Greg because he's about 75 foot tall and just ran with his arms out there.
Again, it's not hard to run away from me.
Right, hey guys, love the work, appreciate that. What are your top 3 kits of all time? Just because we're a bit short for time, I'm going to say a top kit from each of us and then we'll come on to that in a
I will
future
come
episode,
back.
maybe next week or the week after.
Come back to me because I'm trying to think.
I'm also trying to think.
Oh, well, I'll do it then. I did give a shout out to a certain Holland top in a few episodes prior. My favourite kit is one that I own, and it's a Rangers kit. I can't remember what year it is. You know, it's got the red, white, and blue stripes. It's the Adidas one, and it's got McCain's Lager on it. I'd say that's my personal favourite kit.
I'm giving a photo of my one.
Yeah, I'll find a photo of mine too. I'll post on the socials. I like the kind of iconic Newcastle one for me is the 95-96 away kit.
The Nookie Brown Ale.
So yeah, the brown ale in the middle, the kind of navy and maroon stripes. I think it looks really good. And
No, I like that one.
It's not my favourite of all time, but I can't think. So this is a really nice one I can remember. Is the Germany
Oh, it's Deutschland.
1991.
I have
Yeah.
a poster of that.
I'll just I don't know if they're able to see it, mate, so I need to focus.
That Ian, I can see it. Him, Rudy Voller.
Shout out to one of the 3 worst kits of all time. Again, Newcastle. I think it was the year they won the championship, went down.
I like the yellow one.
It's the yellow and orange striped one, as modelled by Stephen Taylor on my iPad right now, and looks absolutely horrendous.
I like that one.
I don't know which one it is. Can I see it?
Next question. We'll come back to that one though. Thank you very much. Good question.
Welcome.
Appreciate the love. Thank you.
Do some research next time.
Yes. What made you start a podcast? That's a good one.
You asked me, and I said yes.
Pretty much. I always fancied it. Spoke to a few people about it. Never did anything about it. Spoke to Kyle. He was also keen. Our issue was we didn't really know where to start. Thing is, we're still learning. It's been a learning curve and a half. I've put many hours into it so far. Like this is a learning curve.
Yeah.
Because next time we're going to make sure that it works properly from the start.
Yeah.
Instead of having 3 recordings, but it's one of these things. But I think I just wanted to. One, I want the platform to talk about football. 2, it's a good hobby.
Something to do.
3, gets the 3 of us together every week. Good
Yeah.
chat. All that mental health stuff and that, you know.
Yeah.
Big up. And 4, good laugh. Take the pick. Aye. Greg, I asked you. Well, no. I said to Kyle originally, and I also did say to Greg, but he wasn't as keen. He was as keen on on helping out on the technical side. And then I said, episode 1, I think you just need to come in and speak with us, and it's blossomed from there.
Yeah,
Originally going to be a bit hard, but then you've become a hero.
Yes.
I always have that kind of, I have that kind of mind. I'm always the type of person who likes to be behind the camera rather than in front of it.
Now you're in front of it, I think, if it's still running.
If it's still running,
Wasn't
then yeah.
That's why we keep checking. We wouldn't. The first time we recorded it, no one checked, and that was the issue.
So now we're making a point of
Yes.
it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry when the camera shakes, but yeah.
It's an ick, but get on it.
It's an,
Again, other insights into the type of mind I have. I have an Excel spreadsheet with the prediction scores on it.
I don't know
other
about-
insight, we don't know how Excel spreadsheets work.
I don't think I've ever made an Excel spreadsheet. I'm a Microsoft Word guy. Or a PowerPoint.
I do love a good PowerPoint as well.
To be honest, I used to love it. I used to make PowerPoints in my spare time when I was a wee guy back in like primary, like 5.
At some point, since we have the Zoom sharing facility enabled, we might do a PowerPoint week on some experiences in football.
That would be good actually if we all made a PowerPoint. If that would.
I've not got PowerPoint handy, but
You could download it.
I've got a funny story about PowerPoint. Actually, I think I told you. It was S1. This isn't football related, but it's funny nonetheless.
Well, that actually links on to one of the things just before we start. Actually,
I'll bring it up later. Well, it's good.
Screw it. We're in the front. People want more personal stories, so this is going to be a personal story.
We told you before, only if you like the video so many times do you get a personal story.
Oh, we'll keep
You can have personal stories. It's like
the good ones, the peak.
It's like did you see information that
The Class A ones, they get kept for light goals. Anyway, this is
To clarify, not Class A drugs. Kyle doesn't do Class A drugs.
just
Class A stories.
Yeah, Class A stories. So this is a PowerPoint in S1 or S2 in like an astronomy sort of class. We fuck about. And it was with black holes. So we all kind of black hole is. It was out of what does guy get something in a black hole? So he had to draw a wee line. So I drew this line. It was a wee Mary Hatchie band player getting something in this black hole with his wee guitar stood there, up. Can usually just be Australian, but I did it up and diagonal.
I'd quite like to see a recreation of that one.
Yes, I would. I'm not sure it would work in the Me Too woke era. This has turned into GB News all of a sudden.
Right, let's move on. I forgot.
Before we start
Before somebody gets offended.
that. Why does the Old Firm have the power to postpone other football fixtures, and should it be this influential?
Bigotry.
No, it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be that influential, but it is because that's where the money in Scottish football comes from. Let's be honest.
Because bigotry.
Everyone has a team they like at them too. It's not like England were like, oh, I don't like Man U, I don't like any of the big six.
I think there are people out there who genuinely despise both of them.
Very few though, I think. Like maybe your Hearts fans and your...
Even if you do dislike them both, you would say it.
I've got a preference.
Even if I had to choose, that's what you always get.
And folk always watch because it's always a good game.
It's always a good game.
But yeah, they have so much power because, a lot of people, like someone mentioned earlier, are bred into the bigotry that goes beyond football and into other matters.
Can you start counting your fingers about time you said bigotry?
Well, everyone's dad's got a team that fair at them. Like nobody's dad's an Aberdeen fan.
Mine hates both of them.
But your dad seems to like Ayr United, so... My dad's a Rangers fan, so that was kind of like bred into them.
My uncle too.
I kind of broke out of it. But my brother's very much of a Rangers to say. I don't mind though, I'd rather than the Celtic, but that's just...
Says he was Rangers tops every other week.
Ah, that's what I like, I don't mind them.
I'm only
Happy to
joking,
wear
I'm
them.
only joking.
Says the former Heart of Midlothian fan.
Exactly, I say I broke out or something.
Orange Brothers.
See that? This is what I mean.
Bigotry.
Bigotry.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get a wee buzzer made.
I feel like this. I can maybe guess who this one's. Should a player below Premiership level be called into the Scotland squad, and why is it Harry Cochrane?
No, he's not that good.
Yet.
I agree, if you're good enough, you should be in the squad, but not Harry Cochrane. Maybe Rory Payton. Or...
Yeah, notably Irish Rory Payton.
No, I didn't mean for the Scotland team, I meant
Oh.
like... No, I know he's Irish, but I mean like, he should be like, if he's good, he should be in the Ireland squad. If they're English...
The issue is they look at it and they go, he's in Scottish League One. Well, let's
Like,
be honest,
if
that's
you
the
play for like
mindset.
a lesser nation, like a Caribbean one, they'll get called up. And they bother.
I do agree that I don't think anybody below the Premiership gets even a look in.
Well,
Who was the last person, bar maybe Lawrence Shankland, who people actually went, maybe call him up?
Ian
Dobie.
Black. Ian Black.
Yeah,
in the
Dobie.
Third division.
Ian Black, yeah, big shout.
That was when the Rangers team were in S3.
We had about Division
Division
2.
But that was a bit early.
Ian Black played.
John Daly was probably getting called up to Ireland when he was at Rangers.
Yeah, and you do see players kind of from the League One Championship, as you say, from those kind of more obscure nations.
No.
I'm struggling to think of one now.
And when that guy was Zane Francis Angol from like Antigua and Barbuda, you'd get hundreds of call-ups.
Yeah, this
He
is the
was
kind of
Motherwell.
So it is possible, but yeah.
Especially for a weird country.
Harry Cochrane probably isn't good enough for the Scotland team.
If he's like a striker, maybe. But there's no good Scottish strikers
Correct.
in that division because Peyton's Irish.
And there's
I
not
know.
really anyone in the Championship.
Yeah, so like I said, there was more questions, and I do apologise for not getting them in this episode, but we'll do it next week because we've had enough issues.
Yes.
Right, moving on.
Predictions.
Predictions, yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, so for those of you who are still listening,
Hopefully viewing.
last week only 9 games out of 10 because Elgin versus Stennismere was postponed. Scores were pretty low last week actually. I scored 3, Robert scored 3 and Kyle scored 2, which takes the total scores onto something that I don't know because I forgot to email myself the spreadsheet.
I'm pretty sure you said it in our chat.
Yes, someone will tell you.
Greg's
that.
on 76, I myself are on 74, and Kyle's on 79. So Greg's still catching him, and I'm not dropped as far away as I thought I was going to.
Pulling up the rear.
No, you have not. Big shout out to Wolves who beat Leeds and none of us seen. Sorry, Leeds who beat Wolves and none of us seen that coming. This week it's a bit weird because there's international games on, so we have 1 Scottish Championship game, 7 Euro qualifiers, 1 friendly and 1 under-21s game. Kyle's pick, completely random. We'll go through them
Sums it all up, really.
as usual. First game, Wraith versus Hamilton. Hamilton could move above Arbroath and Cove into 8th with a win, but haven't won in the last 3 games.
It's the cup final.
Wait, what?
It's the cup final.
That helps. You can
Cut
tell
that.
how prepared I am this week. In that case, it's the cup final. Who gives a shit about what I wrote?
Wraith Rovers.
Thank you.
I was going to say it.
I
I'm
was
like, in what way?
I'm going to say a draw over 90 minutes.
Yes, we do play it 90 minutes, as always, but just to get that back in.
Like a draw.
I'm going with Wraith Rovers as well.
Come on, Hamilton.
You're going for a draw. I think Hamilton will climb above those people in the league who might not play in.
Wraith are specialists in this cup. They beat us in the cup final last season. The Rangers was when it was the Ramsdens. I'm pretty sure they won it about 2 or 3 other times.
What's worse is there, folks, and I said 1 Scottish Championship game this week, and no one thought to correct me then.
Look, so I thought it was a game I picked on the Friday or something.
No.
Again, it's League One, but I was just thinking it was that.
Next game, we're going Scotland versus Cyprus. Scotland, as will hope to start a campaign with a win after winning the Nations League group, mentioned before. Cyprus 68 places below Scotland and came bottom of their group. I'm going for Scotland win. We've already predicted the score. I'm assuming everyone else is also going for Scotland.
I'm going for a Cyprus loss.
Next game is the other kind of big game that I kind of alluded to before, which is Norway versus Spain, also in that Scotland group. Spain widely tipped to win the group, but have only won 1 of their 4 games at the World Cup, which was their 7-0 win against Costa Rica. They face a Norway side without Erling Haaland, who are ranked 1 place below Scotland and 33 places below Spain.
Who's the home team?
It's Norway.
I'm still going Spain.
Yeah, me too.
Me 3.
Don't know why that's though.
3 Spain wins. Next game is on Sunday. It's England versus Ukraine. Ukraine hoping to qualify for the Euros after missing out on the World Cup in that playoff final against Wales, who they are now ranked above in the world. One of the tougher challenges that England will face in that group, along with Italy, who England play first in Naples.
England.
Yeah, it's England at Wembley. It's surely going to be an England win.
England.
I think a very even week in terms of selections.
Yeah, likely. Come on, Rafe. Next game is Israel versus Kosovo.
We've got to be a doozy.
Israel won their Nations League group, so like Scotland, they'll be in Group A with the big guns next time out. Kosovo came second.
Sick of playing them. Sorry.
We can't play them because they also got promoted, but they will be up there with us.
We'll find somebody to play them.
Kosovo came second to Greece in their Nations League group that Cyprus were also in. Other games in that group are Switzerland, Romania, Belarus and Andorra. Does that mean that Israel have a serious chance of qualifying for next year's Euros? I think they've got a shot.
Well, everyone's got a shot.
I'd say Israel are definitely going to win.
I think it'll be an Israel one. I think it might be closer than we think.
Who's the home team?
Israel.
Israel. I think it's got to be Israel.
Next game, I don't know why we're even going to bother reading anything about this because if I tell you it's Liechtenstein versus Iceland, you know who you're going to pick. No points at all for Liechtenstein in the Nations League group, and they scored 1 goal in 6 games.
I was going to go with them just for the sake of it, but no, Iceland. Let's go.
Iceland came second to Israel in their Nations League group and drew all 4 games.
Can't do anything right, Connor.
They played each other in the last World Cup qualifying group and finished bottom and second bottom, but Iceland beat Liechtenstein both times, so I'm going for Iceland win. Iceland.
Yes.
Iceland.
Yes. Yeah, me as well.
That's my mum's shop at Iceland.
Next game is Slovenia versus Bosnia, who are the other opponents in that group, along with Portugal and Luxembourg. Slovakia finished third in the Nations League group behind Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan, whereas Bosnia are another team like Scotland and Israel promoted to Group A and topped the group containing Finland, Montenegro and Romania.
Who's the big striker now that Dzeko's retired?
I genuinely can't remember.
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yes, that is who I am backing to win. A Bosnia away win for me.
I'm saying a draw.
I'm going for a draw.
Well, I'll go the other team then, just for the sake of it.
You're going for Slovakia.
Slovakia. Who's
One of them.
Is they not the one with all black, or is that Slovenia, or is that Serbia?
That's Slovenia.
Oh, great. Who's Slovakia got? Hamsik, who's not playing anymore.
No,
Vladimir
yes.
Weiss.
Slovakia has.
Vladimir Weiss, not Slovakia.
Not possibly.
I like Vladimir Weiss.
No one cares about Vladimir Weiss.
Again, they hate each other. They should make one big super country.
Sweden versus Belgium. Belgium were knocked out of the group stage of the World Cup and sacked Roberto Martinez. He's been replaced by Domenico Tedesco, formerly of Leipzig. Sweden didn't make the World Cup because they were defeated in a playoff final to Poland and were relegated from their Nations League group. I'm going for a Belgium win.
As am I.
I agree.
Sweden.
Intra-friendly, a really weird friendly of Morocco versus Brazil. Morocco will be delighted with their World Cup showing because they got further than Brazil, who lost Croatia in the quarterfinals. God knows, because let's be honest, we don't know who's going
I'm
to
still
play.
going Brazil.
I'm saying a draw.
I'm going Brazil.
I was going to draw, but I think Brazil will just. They'll be like, there'll be Moroccan players versus like Neymar and Neymar.
Hakimi and Ziyech and Bono and
So,
such.
who went for what there, sorry?
I went Brazil.
Draw for me.
Draw for you. The last game, England under 21s versus France under 21s, which has been played in Leicester. It's a friendly between two teams
I can't do this.
ahead of the Euro 20, ahead of the Euro 20, under 21 World Championship. Both sides top the qualifying groups.
England.
France.
I've calmed down. It's a draw.
As usual, with the last game, we've all just picked whatever we want because who knows. And that is the end of the predictions for this week.
Thanks, Greg. Is it still recording?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I don't know what the phasing feels. It could have been anything.
We've made it.
I think we've made it all the way to the end of the
stormed
recording. I don't know if it'll actually upload properly, but if not, we've got the audio there. I appreciate you listening and watching. I do apologise on behalf of us of the kind of poor quality there was, but it was great earlier on. So hopefully next month, if you're still coming back for a week, we'll have a better quality
Next
upload.
month. May's 2 months' time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Still
Are we
March.
still in March?
Oh, is it March?
Sorry, the month after. We're nearly in April anyway.
We'll get there.
We'll get there eventually. It's a learning curve, like I said, but thank you very much for listening.
One Scotland.
Yes, exactly. Hopefully next time we record it'll be a Scotland win and a Queen of the South win.
Yep,
And we'll have many pictures for the socials.
So stay tuned. Stay close
Yeah,
to
stay
your
tuned.
phones.
Yes, please do watch out. We'll hopefully have a story keeping up to date with our shenanigans.
Yes.
And we'll definitely have some photos to upload to the socials. But thank you very much.
And more questions if you want. Any
Yeah, we're
questions.
going to do the rest of the questions and you can still add more. I'll leave it up. I'll leave it active.
So repost the link. That'll
Yeah.
Yeah,
wouldn't hurt.
fair. Right, see you later.
See ya.